What up though, y'all? It's Chris, getting a basket. Appreciate you guys connecting with me while I'm out here on the run, getting things done, and also getting them steps in here at the grocery store. I was gonna go to Costco, but I don't feel like going over there. So I'm gonna have to just grab a few things here at Meijer, and maybe I'll hit up Costco next time. And is it me, but does it seem, or is it me, or does it seem louder over here in this produce area than usual? But anyway, let's get to the topic at hand. Shout out to my internet folk, for real. Shout out to my keyboard warriors, my gamer nerds that be on them forums, because y'all don't miss anything. It would appear that Nintendo added a different addition to the end user license agreement that basically says you're agreeing to them being able to brick your Switch too if you do something that they deem to be shady. I looked at the section and it goes on a tangent. You can't modify digital this, digital that, the system, use the Nintendo Online services. I mean, it's really long-winded and it really covers a lot. And ultimately, at the end of it, it says that if you do any of these things, Nintendo holds the right to permanently render your Switch 2 unusable. So this is the type of stuff that Nintendo is on. Microsoft used to do this with the 360. They didn't seem like they did it quite as much with the Xbox One, I think because the Xbox One was a lot less popular. But what would happen is if they were gonna like ban somebody and they wouldn't make the system unusable. They would make the system so that it could not access Xbox Live. So Nintendo's going a whole different route. Microsoft would just make it so you couldn't use Xbox Live. But Nintendo was like, we'll brick your system. That is wild to me, man. But what Microsoft would do was, when they decided that they would permanently ban you, your system would download basically a virus that would change up some coding. It would, it served as a way to tell the system, hey, we're not doing Xbox Live no more. And that was it. You had to go buy another one if you wanted to still use Xbox Live. Now, your Switch is dead. There ain't no still using it offline. The thing is done. As if Nintendo wasn't already on enough BS with the whole not allowing you to be part of a class action lawsuit, basically agreeing, sneakily getting you to agree to not taking place in a class action lawsuit. Now, there was some confusion. People believe that if you didn't opt in for it, if you didn't agree to it, that you wouldn't be able to use the Switch at all. No, you can still use the Switch. You can still play the games. You can still use Nintendo Online. You just are exerting your right to opt out of that trap that they're trying to snare you in. You'll be able to go on using your Nintendo products like you would have if you agreed. You're just not giving up your right to sue their ass if they was on some bullshit. In this case, this is another situation where I'm like, they moving really shady, and there's no way to opt out of this, as far as I could tell. So Nintendo has always had this very draconian way of protecting their IPs, and they can be a bit overkill. They would go after ROM sites. One guy who ran a ROM site, Nintendo went after them, and they have to pay them money for the rest of their life. It was something insane. It was so insane that I thought it was fake. I didn't believe it was real. But when I looked into it, it's legit. Somebody has to pay Nintendo for the rest of their damn life because they were distributing ROM. So yeah, Nintendo can really be on some BS when it comes to this sort of stuff. They're very aggressive when it comes to protecting their IPs, and now they're going after their paying customers like this. I mean, yeah, okay, you're modifying it or whatever, but this whole thing of you paying for a product and then them telling you what you can do with the product, I think something needs to be done about this, because it doesn't seem right to me. I don't like how Apple makes it so difficult for you to repair your phone that you bought. If the phone just has a bad battery and you want to replace it, why can't I just buy the screws necessary? Because I know what type of screws it takes. Those little stupid screws. I can get a wrench for those, or whatever it's called. There's fix-it sites that sells them. Why do I have to go to them to get it? You know, why can't I get it directly from Apple? Or in the event that I want to change the screen out, I want to change the battery, I want to change the mic, just something. If I know how to do it, why can't I just do it? They basically make it so that if you do it and you go to them for services, it will show up in the records. This is how I know, because my last phone, I had the screen replaced and I had the battery replaced. When I went to go get something else done to it, they knew of the service history that I had done to it. So they can run a diagnostic on it and it can tell if it's an Apple part or not. It's just really going above and beyond to kind of control what you do with your products. Now, in EU, I don't think they're going to be able to enforce the arbitration thing, and I don't think they're going to be able to enforce the bricking your console either. EU, for a very long time, has had these very pro-consumer protections to prevent different, companies from taking advantage of the public over there. I wish that America would do the same thing, but maybe one day. That day has not come. But I do recall Apple. Now, I mean, if you guys use an iPhone 15 and up, you know that they have USB-C now for the charging. That wasn't because Apple wanted to. They basically had to, because over there in EU, USB Type-C was the standard. And basically it was deemed to be anti-consumer that they were using a dedicated plug, Lightning? So they had to buy a proprietary plug just to use for your devices when all the other ones use this. That's actually better than Lightning. So they were given the option of either switching it to USB Type-C just for EU and still make it Lightning for everybody else, or they could just make it USB Type-C across the board. They opted to make it USB Type-C across the board. So whatever goofy marketing that they tried to throw out there saying that, oh, they were making it USB Type-C for you, the customer, to make it easier for you, more convenient for you, that's nonsense. They did it because they basically had to. We know Apple is masters of marketing, masters at peddling BS, so they put some cute spin on it to make it seem like, oh, this was their idea and they're doing it because of you. It wasn't. So I do believe that in the case of Nintendo shenanigans, they're absolutely going to shoot down what they're trying to do. They're not going to allow them to just run roughshod. And I mean, kudos to them for that. Because this for real needs to be, it needs to be shot down. I don't think it's going to happen here for us in the Americas, but one can only hope. So let me know what you guys think in the comments about this. I'm gonna continue shopping and getting my steps in. Hit me with that like if you like what I do. Hit me with that sub if you like what I do. And hit me in them comments. I'll holler at y'all soon. Peace.